What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do if you haven't done it already. Like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. I say a lot of things about the Clippers, about them being an up and down team, roller coaster, about them being a team that, shows a lot of promise, but then they fall to certain teams they should beat, and they definitely make you scratch your head at times. But so far this season, they've maintained without two of their superstars. They had Paul George early in the season, and now they don't have neither one, Kawhi or PG. Kawhi hasn't stepped foot on the court none this season, but there is speculation that he might come after All-Star break or maybe a month after All-Star break, somewhere in there. It's very possible. Who knows what the decision will be if Paul George doesn't come back, but hey, it's definitely worth a shot and it's definitely worth mentioning. But at the same time, you got to look at it from this standpoint. The team has done fairly well, fairly decent, at the very least, without their superstars. Yeah, they got some games they should win. They got some games they left on the table. But at the same time, they've won some games that a lot of people didn't think that they could. I mean, they had several comeback wins this year alone. And this year alone, they've been the comeback kids of the NBA season so far. And they've been doing it with a bunch of role players who a lot of people think that might be misfits or rejects in most people's mind, but definitely have excelled under the Clippers way. And the Clippers way definitely comes from Tyronn Lue. And this is why I want to say this. I think Tyronn Lue should definitely get Coach of the Year, or definitely be considered as Coach of the Year. He should be in the conversation. I mean, how he's been able to keep this team together without two of his superstars has been unreal, really. Because, I mean, if you look at the players they have on the floor, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, now Jay Scrubb, Brandon Boston, they got some players on there that most people don't pay attention to or never heard of, and they still find ways to beat good teams and trail in games to still find ways to come back and win. Definitely been impressive on their part, and you got to give them credit with that, with the talent that they have out there. They do have some veteran players, of course, Nicholas Batum's and Serge Ibaka's and Marcus Morris's and players like that, Reggie Jackson's, but even still, all those players are role players. They're not players that are superstar players. They're not players that's ever had to carry a franchise and help them win and help lead them to victory. They never had to do things like that. But since Tyronn Lue has been implemented in this system in regards to him taking over the coaching position from Doc Rivers from a couple years ago, who was a complete failure. Tyronn Lue has done a lot of good things. Even though they lost Kawhi last year in the playoffs, they still made it to the conference finals. This year, they definitely had a lot of good things going for him as long as PG stayed healthy, but which he didn't. And Kawhi was definitely coming back to make a run for a championship. But I mean, all is not lost just as of yet, because you never know what can happen in the future. So we just have to wait and see what happens with the two star players. But so far, what he's done with this team has been phenomenal. They've beaten teams that most people thought they couldn't beat. And right now they're sitting in the 7th seed, and they don't even have one superstar on the floor. And on top of that, they're actually playing better than the Lakers. Right now, I would say they're probably the best team in LA between them and the Lakers. And right now might not even be close, because first of all, the matchup against the Lakers and the Clippers won. Guess who? Luke Kennard hit the big shot in that game, knocked down big shots. Other players contributed, like Terrence Mann and the others. Big win for them over the Lakers. They got a 1-0 victory so far in the regular season series, and they didn't even have both of their superstars. They came back against the Nets. They came back in a comeback win against the Nuggets, against the Sixers, and the epic, historic comeback win they had just a few days ago against the Washington Wizards was just phenomenal. And when you think about things like that, it just goes to show how good of a coach Tyronn Lue is, because he's pushing the right buttons and getting these players to understand what it means to play basketball on this level. And a lot of young players that come into the league don't understand that. They're just trying to get a paycheck. They're just trying to, better their lives with their families and look good while they're doing it on the floor. But it's not all about looking good. It's about winning. And that's what I think Tyronn Lue is instilling in these young players. So in my mind, even if these young players don't play for the Clippers several years from now, they know what winning is like. And they got a really, really good teacher, because Ty Lue is giving them the opportunity, not only because Kawhi and PG isn't there, but I think he'd be giving them the opportunity anyway. I mean, look what he did with Terrence Mann. Look what he did with Luke Kennard last year. Look how he put them in big moments and big situations where they had to come through and be, resourceful for the team and everything like that. And those players did. And now they're falling over to this year. And it's just very, very impressive to see how Ty Lue can press the right buttons on players and allow them to be free while they're doing it. And I think every player that's played for Ty Lue so far, even back in his Cleveland days with LeBron, they just felt really, really comfortable playing under his system because he allows them to be free, but he also makes them understand it's all about winning and you got to make the right play when called upon. And that's exactly what he teaches these guys. And the veteran guys around, they definitely help because they lead by example. But at the same time, when you have a teacher like Ty Lue who's willing to, believe in you and put all his faith into you and allow you to go out there and kind of freestyle and learn from your mistakes while you're on the floor, and he's trying to teach you how to be a winner at the same time. It's very incredible how he's able to do that and, get to the players from a certain standpoint that I think a lot of other coaches don't. Now, of course, you're going to say Steve Kerr and Monty Williams deserve the Coach of the Year. Absolutely. I can't argue that. The Heat, throw Eric Spoelstra in there too. He's number one in the East. The Heat are number one in the East, so you got to throw him in there as well. So I definitely can't argue with those, but I definitely think they need to make a case for Ty Lue simply because what he's doing so far with very, very minimal talent is very underrated, but overly impressive. I mean, it's just great to see, and I hope this continues with the Clippers. They keep getting better, and then eventually, I hope Ty Lue gets the credit that he deserves from all that's happening right now. But hey, that's my take on the situation. You leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you think the Coach of the Year may be, and hey, Cali out.